What a pump. Oh! If there was one thing, Chrstian Marie.
Oh, wow.
Grab it, throw, tossed in. The bout. Left hand in that cast. With a drop toe hold under Chrstian Marie. Keep in mind, beautiful drop kick.
Yeah, look at that. Gia doesn't need to use that left hand.
No, Gia is a multifaceted, playing in the cleats on Chrstian Marie, multifaceted, hybrid talent. Dragging Chrstian Marie out to the middle of the ring, leg hooked. Gia Scott kicking out. You can see now, you see her pumping that fist, that right hand, Gia Scott, that left hand rather. First sign of maybe some pain and some laboring through that suffering, but Chrstian Marie is the one suffering now as that face colliding with that turnbuckle.
Now, would it behoove Gia to maybe finish this match a little quicker, maybe get out of there to avoid further injury, or is she too blinded by revenge, wanting to get a piece of the trade? But you saw Zakar Shah, once he got a hold of that arm, he gave the advantage to Chrstian Marie.
Look, Gia Scott not able to put pressure on it. Looked like she was trying to get up using that left hand. Chrstian Marie, power game in full effect. That Samoan drop, the leg hooked. And it's going to take more than that to put down Gia Scott.
But look at that, Chrstian Marie right to that left hand.
I don't know if you've ever broken your hand or your fingers or anything like that, but the pain, I can't imagine of having somebody drive a knee into my hand.
Just imagine sleeping on it wrong.
Right.
That's already irritating enough. Now having, as you said, somebody just driving their knee full force, or even trying to rip your arm off, I mean, that pain's got to be multiplied 10 times.
You got to think, if there was one thing, Chrstian Marie,
oh, wow.
Scrappy as Scrappy can be from New York, just raining down fist upon the broken hand of Gia Scott. You got to think, this is the last thing that Gia Scott and the Kingpin Demarcus Kane wanted to happen. This was the nightmare scenario. They wanted to keep Gia out to Demarcus to avoid this scenario in particular right now, because Gia Scott, just face first driven into the mat with that snapmare.
Zakar and Christina, they said the next time that they were in the ring with Gia Scott and Demarcus Kane, the injury to Gia would be career-ending, and they may be well on their way to keeping that promise.
Man, the plums on this kid just is mouthing off to Demarcus Kane within 2 feet from him. I don't know where he gets it. Pie facing Gia Scott.
Yeah, that means
what a pump. No! Eat the feet. Can Gia Scott either get the cover or make it to that far corner for the anticipatory tag of the Kingpin himself?
That eat defeat has brought victory to Gia Scott on numerous occasions, and it gave her that slight opening to possibly make that much-needed tag.
Here comes Chrstian Marie, though, cutting off the ring. And that may have been it. You don't get many opportunities, especially when a tag team is pouncing upon an injury, as Chrstian Marie and Zakar Shah.
And definitely not against a team as vicious as Christina and Zakar. As you've mentioned, they've been learning from that painted poison tree of Robert Locke. You can see Gia Scott. Yeah, she is taking a hell of a beating so far.
Robert Locke is one sick puppy. There's no low, he will not. No gutter, he will not get his hands dirty in. And I mean, Zakar Shah just kicked and hyperextended the knee of a female, of Gia Scott. And now he's trying to not only re-injure that broken hand, this punk, this scumbag, this scuzz, this nothing, this zilch, but he's also trying to tear the shoulder out of socket. This hammerlock having his way is Zakar Shah with Gia Scott. This is disturbing. I'm sorry.
I was going to ask if you would expect anything less from Zakar, but from the names that you call him, I guess you can.
I mean, look, when somebody shows you who they are, believe me. Zakar's done nothing but show that he's a real POS.
Oh, but Gia getting very close to that tag, and Zakar Shah, a very sound strategy. Oh, body slam right onto that injured hand.
Wow, that was smart. Kept the hammerlock in place as he slammed Gia Scott to the canvas. And now Christina Marie trying to pick apart the bones. This is brutal. This is brutal. This is uncomfortable to watch, and it's sickening.
And as you saw from that stomp, very reminiscent to Bruiser Strong and how Gia's hand was injured in the first place.
I don't know. Becky Phillips may need to step in on this one. This is something that you don't think about it. You think maybe I can continue without my hand, or if it's permanently injured.
Well, as you said, Becky may need to step in there because we know that Gia is not going to quit.
Right, and you don't want lifelong effects or career-threatening because you may not think about it, but every time you get up, hold on, cover. Look at that, Gia kicking out with her left what? Hand and arm. The more it's injured, the more pain it takes, the more permanent damage is a possibility, and it's just not worth it. Not for freaking Zakar Shah.
And the revenge. That'll blind some people. Oh wow!
Yeah, it's resentment. It's like drinking the poison and waiting for the other person to die. So I don't think it's the soundest motivation, but again, Zakar, Punk in that corner. Hold on! There comes the Kingpin! Demarcus! That ring! Tearing down! The trades! Zakar Shah! What a lariat!
Zakar Shah toyed with Gia a little too much, and now the Kingpin looking to take all of his anger and aggression out on Zakar Shah.
These are his streets. The Kingpin asserting his dominance, and Zakar Shah found himself in the wrong block, and he gets woozled by the throat, tossed in.
The bounce!
The car nearly flying out of those wrestling boots.
And you saw it. Demarcus Kane possibly looking for checkmate. Looking to put the finishing touch on Zakar Shah.
King piece of the chess game will checkmate you. Oh, but up and over. Zakar tags out to Christina Marie. Now the Kingpin. Demarcus Kane has done some things in the past that may be questionable and morally reprehensible, but I don't think it's got it in him to do that.
Yeah, Demarcus, his eyes are set on Zakar Shah. Tag out to Gia. Oh, yeah, you better run, Zakar.
Look at Gia. Rolls up. Christina.